Hello everyone, good to see you again. I call myself Mr. U.S. Patil, working as assistant professor at Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering at RAW, Ichalkarchi, which is at Kolhapur district. Today we'll go through a new topic, that is robotics. We'll see about brief introduction about robotics. Before moving an agenda of this or slide of this, or you can say this introduction of to robots, here we'll see only the section of introduction of robotics, classification of robots and robot accessories, robot coordinates, work volumes and references frames, robot programming and robot application in the learn manufacturing. This all we'll see in the next coming videos. So if you see here, the robotics is an industrial robot is an general purpose programmable machine processing certain anthropomorphic characteristics. The most typical anthropomorphic or human-like characteristics of a robot is its arm. This arm, together with the robot's capacity to be programmed, makes it ideally suited to a variety of production tasks, including machine loading, spot welding, spray painting, and assembly. The robot can be programmed to perform a sequence of mechanical motions, and it can be repeat that motion sequence over and over until reprogrammed to perform some other job. An industrial robot shares many attributes in common with a numerical control machine tool. The same type of numerical control technology used to operate machine tools is used to accurate the robot's mechanical arm. The robot is a lighter, more portable piece of equipment than the numerical control machine tool. The uses of robots are more general, typical, involving the handling of work parts. Also, the programming of the robots is different from numerical control part programming. Traditionally, numerical control programming has been performed offline with the machine commands being contained on a punched tape. Robot programming has usually been accomplished online, with the instructions being retained in the robot's electronic memory. In spite of these differences, there are definite similarities between robots and numerical control machines in terms of power drives technologies, feedback systems, the trend towards computer control, and even some of the industrial applications. The proper concept of robot has been fashioned by science fiction novels and movies such as Star Wars you might have seen. These images tend to exaggerate the robot's similarity to human anatomy and behavior. The human analogy has sometimes been a troublesome issue in industry. People tend to associate the future use of advanced robots in the factories with a high unemployment and the subjugation of human beings by these machines. Largely, In response to this humanoid conception associated with robots, there have been attempts to develop definitions which reduce the anthropomorphic impact. The Robot Institute of America has developed some following definitions for this robot. They say the robot is a programmable multifunctional manipulator designed to move material part, tools, or special devices through variable programmed motions for the performance of the variety of tasks. The attempts have been made to rename the robot. George DeWall, one of the original inventor in the robotic technology, he called his patent application by the name programmed article transfer. For many years, Ford Motors company used the term universal transfer device. Ford Motors used universal transfer device instead of robot. Today, the term robot seems to have become entrenched in the language together with whatever human like characteristics people have attached to this device. As this is what a robotics of introduction, if you see here, uh, timeline about in 1922, Czech author Karel Čapek wrote a story called Rossum's Universal Robots and introduced the word robota, meaning worker. And in 1952, George Devol developed the first programmable robot, and he's used the name for that is programmed article transfer. And in 1955, Genevieve and Hartenberg developed the homogeneous transformation matrices. And in 1962, Innovation was formed. First industrial robots appeared, and in 1973, Senenti Malacron introduced the T3 model robot, which becomes very popular in industry. And in 1990, Cincinnati McConnell was acquired by ABP. And this is what the robotic timeline, if you see, and if you talking about a classification about robotics, some here some Institute of America has been classified of robots that a variable sequence robot, a device that performs the successive stages of a task according to the predetermined method easy to modify, that called the variable sequence robot. And playback robots, that human operator performs the tasks manually by leading the robots. And another is a numerical control robot. The operator supplies the movements program rather the teaching it the task manually. And fourth and the last, that intelligent robot, that robot with the means to understand its environment and the ability to successful complete a task despite changes to the environment. And here robot, defined by robotics industry associations, that is RIA, as a reprogrammable multifunctional manipulator designed to move material, power tools, or specialized devices through variable programmed motion for a variety of tasks and process certain anthropomorphic characteristics that mechanical arm sensor to respond to unit or input and intelligence to make decisions. If you see here, robot accessories are a robot is a system consists of the some following elements which are integrated to form a whole. The manipulator or rover, this is the main body of the robot and consists of links, joints and structural elements of the robots. And if you see about end effectors, this is the part that generally handles objects, makes connection to the other machines or performs the required tasks. It can vary in size and complexity from a end effectors on the space shuttle to a small gripper. Here some accessories you can say even actuators. The actuators are the muscles of the manipulators. Common type of actuators are servo motor, stepper motor, pneumatic cylinders, etc. And if you're talking about sensors, the sensors are used to collect information about the internal state of the robot or to communicate with the outside environment. Robots are often equipped with external sensory devices such as a vision system, touch and tactile sensors, etc., which helps to communicate with the environment. And if you're talking about control or controller, the controller receives data from the computer and controls the motions of the actuators and coordinates these motions with the sensory feedback information. And this is what the accessories used in robotics. Next, we'll see the configurations of robots. It would take little some time, so we'll stop here in this video, and in next video we'll discuss about configurations of robotics. Thank you one and all.